Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Best Foot Forward Soulmates Luncheon. As you make your way inside our main dining room, please find your tables and take your seats. We also encourage you to start dining on your salad portion. Once again, don't be afraid. Feel free to start dining on your salad portion. Our program begins momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Best Foot Forward Soulmates Luncheon. If you haven't already made your way to your table and taken your seats, now's the time to do so. Your salad portion, prepared by our friends here at St. Andrews, is waiting for you. Please begin dining on that salad portion. Our program begins in less than 15 minutes. Once again, please start dining on that salad portion. Our program begins in less than 15 minutes as we support the great cause that is Best Foot Forward. right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few minutes away from beginning our program here at the Best Foot Forward Soulmates Luncheon. If you look it up on our screens, you'll see that we've got less than 4 minutes to go until our program starts. So if you haven't already made it to your tables, now's the time to do so. If you haven't already started your delicious salad portion, please go ahead and do that. Our program begins in 3 minutes and 35 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Best Foot Forward Soulmates Luncheon. What a great program we have in store for you. My name is Jason Alpert, and I will be your MC throughout the program here this afternoon. What you all will see is that there's very few times throughout the program that we ask for complete silence in the room. And when we ask for complete silence in the room, it's never because I'm the one who needs your attention. It's always because we're about to introduce someone really important to the program who needs your complete undivided attention. But this is one of those times that we need complete silence in the room, please. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. There will only be those few times throughout the program that we will ask for complete silence, and it's really at the most important times. I will tell you that we do have a virtual audience who is joining us this evening. So if everyone can look in that camera and just kind of wave at everyone who's watching out in cyberspace. So they are with us as well. So welcome to the Soulmates Luncheon, to our virtual attendees as well. If anyone is not registered for our event, right, that's your opportunity to donate, to buy opportunity drawing tickets, whether you're watching virtually or here in the room. All you have to do is text the letters BFF to 72727. So if you haven't had a chance to register yet, text the letters BFF, Best Foot Forward, to 72727. We do have an amazing opportunity drawing going on right now. These things you can all buy through your handheld device using that link that you were given when you checked in. You're going to have an opportunity to win they're calling it a Cinderella shopping spree. So it's valued at $4,500 from our friends over at Saks. So that is available to you. In the same drawing is $500 value of foursome of golf here at St. Andrews, along with lunch. We then have $350, a big-time restaurant group, and then the Skin Appeal Day Spa. I share that all with you now because you're going to have about 30 more minutes to buy your way into that opportunity drawing. They're only $100 each. There's only 150 available. I just checked, there's about 40 left. So please go on your devices, click on the Insta-Buy button, and you can buy your way in for that $4,500 Shoe Cinderella shopping spree. Now, as we move on through our program, we're going to make sure that we do a good job of recognizing those who have helped put on this event and also acknowledging exactly why we're here, exactly this amazing organization called Best Foot Forward that we're here to support, and the uniqueness of this luncheon in that it's not the typical mission of Best Foot Forward, what we're raising money here for this afternoon. And you're going to hear as we go through the program exactly what it is that we're raising funds for on top of the typical mission at Best Foot Forward. But here to really kick things off, and I'll tell you, because this is the Soulmates Luncheon, they initially said, Jason, you're the captain, right? You should put on the captain's hat. I promised him I put it on, and now it's off. Because I believe that the true captains of Best Foot Forward are the founders. Guess who's next? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first co-founder, Donna Biasi.
Wow, I think I'm out of practice here, but we are truly, truly so excited to welcome everyone here. And it's such a pleasure to be at St. Andrews Country Club. We thank Linda Spielman and her crew for making everything so beautiful and flawless. As you heard, my name is Donna Biasi, and I, along with Debbie Ellman, am a co-founder of Best Foot Forward. It's so great to be with so many caring people, and it feels so good to be here in person today. There are many, many people in the room that we would like to recognize, and so in the interest of time, we ask that you please hold your applause until the end. I would first like to acknowledge our board members here today, our board chair, Paul Kilgallen, Lorraine Cross, Jennifer Jager, Lisa Wheeler, and our newest board member, Van Williams, who is also the new Provost and Dean of Student Services at Palm Beach State College, Boca Raton campus. We want to extend a huge thank you to our Soulmates Event Committee. This event would never be possible without all of you. We appreciate your hard work and your camaraderie more than you will ever know. We are grateful for every single one of our sponsors who supported the Soulmates Luncheon. Your support has really helped us start off on the best foot. We thank our Admiral sponsors, Boca Raton Regional Hospital Foundation, and Amy and Mike Kazma. We want to thank our captain sponsors, AT&T, Avalon Bay Communities, Mary and Bill Donnell, Leland and Janine Morris, Joan E. Schwartz and Bruce Rubinger, and Mary and Ashwin Basson. Also, our audio-visual sponsor, Polling Capital, our valet sponsor, JM Family Enterprises, our photography sponsor, Saks Kaplan, our promotional sponsor, Oceans 234, and our raffle sponsors, Saks Fifth Avenue Boca Raton and Boca Raton Regional Hospital. We want to thank our host committee and all of the guests that have attended today with them. We would like to welcome our elected officials that are here with us, Palm Beach County Vice Mayor Robert Weinroth, Palm Beach County Commissioner Maria Sachs, City of Boca Raton Mayor Scott Singer, and Boca Raton City Council members Yvette Drucker, Monica Mayotte, and Andy Thompson. We would like to welcome Judge James Martz and Troy McClellan, President and CEO of the Boca Raton Chamber of Commerce. We also welcome Tim Snow from the George Snow Scholarship Fund and Pamela Weinroth from the Boca West Children's Foundation. We share great partnerships, and we thank you for your support. Our staff really deserves tons of praise for all they do every single day. And I would be remiss if I didn't specifically name Alexandria and Alexa, who really did everything to make this event so spectacular today. To all of you joining us here, we have really special guests, and I almost missed that. That's our students. We are so proud of you, and we celebrate all of your accomplishments. To all of you that are joining us here today, thank you again for being here and for your generous support. Now it's time to give everyone a huge round of applause. And I turn it back over to Jason.
All right. Donna, thank you so much. You forgot something. Not close, huh? Oh, my get her. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break for you all to enjoy your lunch. Certainly have this amazing staff here at St. Andrews pick up your salads and put down your entrees. This is also the last call, though, to buy your way into that opportunity drawing. So if you want to get in on that, remember, it's that amazing Saks package valued at $4,500. Heather Shaw from Saks, thank you so much for helping us out with that. We'll be back with you in about 30 minutes. We'll have the rest of our program as we support Best Foot Forward. Enjoy your lunch, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, there are only 2 of our opportunity drawing tickets available, so if you're waiting for any reason, I wouldn't wait much longer. 2 opportunity drawing tickets left for that Saks Fifth Avenue Boca $4,500 shopping spree. So please get on that device, click the Insta-Buy button, buy one of our last 2 opportunities in supporting Best Foot Forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue on with our program. If you're not finished with your lunch to this point, of course, we encourage you to continue dining. But it's really the time of the program where we start to understand exactly why we're all here. To learn a little bit more about this tremendous organization, Best Foot Forward. As I mentioned when we started off the program, we'd only ask for complete silence in the room a few times, but this is yet another one of those times that we'd ask for complete silence, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this part of the program is where we get a chance to really talk to you about Best Foot Forward. Best Foot Forward, an organization that has a wonderful double entendre with their name. Wanting to make sure that foster children put their best foot forward. BFF. We all had it when we were kids. Best friends forever. It just works, right? It's an organization that started as grassroots as possible, and I have a feeling if you ask either of its founders what they envisioned 12 years after they started, I'm not quite sure this would be what they expected. But this is what it is. And this organization touches lives more directly than almost any that you will ever support. Here to tell you a little bit more about that story, where they've come from, where they are, and where they're headed, the other co-founder of Best Foot Forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Debbie Ellman.
Kind of regretting that last Prosecco, but okay. It's so nice to see everybody. And you know, when I was thinking about what I wanted to say tonight, this morning, we're not used to having a big event during the day. This is kind of new for us. But I went to the office when no one was there. That's what I kind of like to do. And I walk around and I look at the pictures. And by the way, if you haven't been to our office, you have an open invitation to come. It's really great. And literally there are pictures everywhere that you can see of our kids. And each picture tells a story. And each picture is a soul. And I love looking at them. So I was thinking about one of the very first students that we took to college. It was this young girl. She was just aged out of foster care, and she was graduating high school, and she got into FSU, and everyone was so excited. She got into FSU. That's great, right? Wonderful. But when you start to think about, okay, so now what? How does she get there? What does she do when she gets there? So Donna and I made a plan to take her up to FSU, and some of you in this room may know about this, may not. There is a bus that takes you from South Florida to UCF and UF and FSU, and it picks you up on the Turnpike rest area. So Donna and I took her to the Turnpike rest area and got on this bus. We almost missed it. We barely made it on. And we took the 7-hour drive up to Tallahassee. And we got there, and we got her dorm room all set up. It was amazing. It was pink, purple, and turquoise, her favorite colors. And we took her to orientation, and we walked around campus. We went to the bookstore, and we got her a gift card because she might need something. She might want a Seminole shirt to go to a football game. I mean, I'm a Gator. I wasn't in favor, but you know. And we found a little place to eat, and we had dinner, and we liked it, and she really liked it. So we got her a gift card because we wanted her to be able to go there and just have dinner sometimes and have a good time. So we left her there like empty nesters and took this 7-hour bus home. And she's doing okay. You know, we're getting her some tutoring, and the year's going by, and the spring semester's kind of ending, and we're planning for the summer. And we have her dorm room set up for the summer. Come to find out, some of her funding doesn't cover summer housing. So that was a big problem. But that wasn't the biggest problem, actually. There was a 2-week gap between the spring semester and the summer semester. And what they had planned for her was that there wasn't even one place she can go to. There was 2 places. So she had to pack up her stuff, put it in storage, go to one dorm for 1 week, go to another dorm for another week, and then go to her summer dorm. And then there was more. The cafeteria closed for a week in between then. And so we got her gift cards to some local fast food places so that she can get out, and she wasn't in her room by herself for 7 days, 14 days eating by herself. So we were able to do all that, and it was amazing that we could do that, right? We would do anything for our kids. Our coaches, our team, we would do anything for our kids. But at the end of the day, all of that takes money, right? It doesn't just happen. And so in the 12 years that we've been doing this, we've come to learn about all these little things that no one really thinks about. They're not obvious. They often go undetected, but they're essential for success. And that's what we do. And in the past 2 years, nothing has been more evident in that than COVID. The things that we've had to provide for our kids were something we had never planned on. And it was such a stressful time for so many. It was a lonely time for so many. And we started sending care packages to our students. And we loved doing that, and they loved getting them. And that's not anything that we're going to be stopping anytime soon. But it's not just the older kids, it's the younger kids too. So last week, one of our coaches, Nina, came into the office and she said, one of our little boys, he's 10 years old, she said, I don't know what's going on. He's been in our program for 5 years, almost 5 years. So he was 5 when he started. And he loves his coaches love him. He's part of the BFF family. But she said he has been a terror, like just a terrible, horrible situation going on. And we know in his foster care life there was a lot going on. And he wasn't handling it well, and he's getting older, and he understands more, and it was difficult. So we sat and we thought about, what are we going to do? What can we try? So we came up with a plan. We got him fidget spinners and those little pop socket things that the kids love, that they pop now, and some lavender oil to relax. And we printed out pictures that we had from him for the past 5 years. And yesterday, we were getting ready to come here, and it was crazy in our office, and we were late. And she came in, and she goes, do you have a minute? I want to tell you about, I just left the school. And I go, I was really late, but I'm like, yes, I have to hear what happened. And she said, well, I gave him the fidget spinner, and I gave him the pop socket, and I told him when he could use it and when it would work. And I gave him the lavender oil, and I put it on his wrist, and he liked that. And I gave him the pictures, and she said he looked up, and he said, can I keep these? And she said, of course, they're for you. They're your pictures. And he said, I don't have any baby pictures of myself. And he hugged her. And she brought him back to class, and she said as she was walking away, they called her, and they said, oh, wait, he wants to say something else to you. So she turned around and went back, and he gave her a big hug. And it's unbelievable that we could do that we could make him feel better in such a difficult time in his life, right? But all those things, the summer housing, the bookstore gift certificate, the fidget spinner, the lavender oil, all of it, the birthday gifts, when one of our kids makes the honor roll, all of those things take money. And we could never do all of that without all of you at an event like this. This is why we raise the money at this particular event, for all those essential things that no one thinks about, but they're so important to the kids. So you have to know that every dollar that's donated is going to actually satisfy a need of one of our kids. And it's so appreciated, and we love having you here. And thank you very much. I'm turning it back over to Jason.
All right. Debbie, thanks so much. Folks, as I mentioned earlier, it really is a little bit different twist, right? We're not raising money specifically for the typical programs that Best Foot Forward puts on. It's for those little things. But one of my favorite sayings is the little things are the big things. And I think that's so important for our Best Foot kids. Now, as much as Donna and Debbie can share the stories of our Best Foot kids, we want you to see and hear for yourself the stories of the Best Foot kids, where they've been, and because of this organization, because of the fact that they gave them a hand and helped get them to where they are today, they are a success story because of events like this and funds we're able to raise. Today's Best Foot Forward student speaker was a sophomore in high school when she first got involved. Her life, to say the least, was complicated, but with the support and encouragement, she overcame every obstacle to graduate high school. Best Foot Forward was there to watch her receive her diploma before heading off to FIU, where once again, Best Foot Forward is there too to watch her graduate with a degree in public administration. Today, she is working full-time and is as genuine as anyone you'll ever meet. We are thrilled that she is here with us today to share our stories. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mary Brown.
Thank you. Thank you. When I was very young, as Jason mentioned, my life was pretty chaotic. When I was 4 years old, I came into care due to domestic violence and child neglect. I was placed at 5 different placements before finding peace at a stable placement. But that left me having problems with trusting people and actually feeling like I belonged. I always knew I wanted to go to college. I just didn't know how, and I didn't think that I had the support at that time to actually go. But in high school, I met Miss Debbie and Miss Donna, and I will never forget Miss Donna came and she grabbed my hands and she looked me in my eyes and she said, "We're gonna be with you every step of the way." And she was shaking it, so I knew she meant it. She was like, "Every step of the way, we will be there with you." And I was like, okay, And it's common in care when people make promises and, sometimes they can't fulfill those promises. So you kind of just, hear what someone says and it's like, okay, yeah. But then when times got hard in school, BFF was there to catch the grades. It was, what's going on? What's wrong? Is anything, you want to talk about? Whenever time got hard, even in college, with me being lonely sometimes, even going back and forth through times of depression, it was okay, well, we need to get you connected to someone. Let's provide you with a therapist. They were always there to support me no matter what. I knew that I could just get on the phone and call any one of them, whether it was Miss Debbie or Miss Donna or even the staff, Miss Karen and Miss Rosemary. I will never forget, again, the first day of college. I had packed my clothes and everything. I was ready to go. Was taking a drive down there to Miami, but I did not expect them to show up with 3 cars full of stuff that I needed. Like everything you can think of. And it wasn't just Miss Debbie and Miss Donna. We had Miss Karen, we had Miss Mandy, and everybody got their cell phones and they're like, okay, we gotta go, we gotta be on time. And we gotta have time to, set the room up. And they asked me, are you okay? Do you want some snacks? Oh, we gotta stop, we got to get snacks. Where's the snacks? And it meant a lot to me because the things that I was stressed and worrying myself about, the thoughts of how is this gonna get done, they had already covered everything. All I had to do was literally pack my clothes and get in the car and take the drive. We got there and the elevator was stuck. And Miss Donna, come on, we gotta take the stairs. And if you know me, you know I do not like taking stairs. But she's like, come on, we gotta get up the stairs, we gotta go, so we can pack the room because you gotta be on time for orientation. I'm like, okay, Miss Donna. We finally get up the stairs. And the other ladies are taking the elevator with the little trolley carts, and we're loading up everything. We get everything situated. And they turn around and ask me, do you like it? And all I could do was cry and say thank you because I don't think they understood what it meant, to sit at night and think so hard and long about how, and then you wake up one morning and everything is already figured out for you. And we went to lunch. We talked, and nobody wanted to leave. It was lots of hugs, and you would have thought I was going to like another state or something, and not down the street to Miami. But it was genuine, and it really meant so much to me. And even on my birthdays and Christmas, they never forget. Every day, October 6th, I can always count on a card, a phone call, and everybody sending the little memoji saying, happy birthday. But yes, truly, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous and a little, my emotions. But it wasn't easy, but the support that I had through them is truly what made it everything. It made everything so special. Yeah. Also with Miss Gooten as well, I would love to give a true shout out and a genuine thank you to her, because if it wasn't for her with me and therapy, that is something that I seriously needed, and I was glad that she was able to provide that for not only just myself, but also the other 250 plus students that we have as well in the program. So yes, thank you. I would like to say thank you. Thank you all too for attending and being here.
Mary, I want you to stay up here with me for a moment, and I know Donna and Debbie are coming up as well to join you. Because, folks, listen, we could have picked any of the 250 best foot kids. Can we still go with kids? You're a best foot kid, right? Always. Yes. Right. I'm going to have the three of you on that side of the podium so we can get a nice photo there of the three of you. But we could have picked any of their 250 stories and had them come up and speak. And that you understand that that staircase that she had to walk, it's a little bit of a metaphor, right? Yeah, they got to put in the time. They got to put in the effort. Times are tough. Their lives have been tough. But when they get to the top, you know who's there waiting for them? Best foot forward. And our goal here today is to provide people like Mary, many younger than her, with the essentials for smooth sailing. What we're going to do in today's Bid from the Heart, Give from the Heart, is ask you to pull out those bitter numbers that you were handed when you walked in the door today. And we're going to call out some dollar amounts. Dollar amounts that will help fund things as simple as Uber gift cards, as non-simple as medical expenses, and additional mental health services that Mary talked about there. But these are the things that we're going to fund now. Our goal over the next 7 or 8 minutes here is to raise $150,000. Think about the therapy sessions that she referenced. Think about the expenses and the costs that go into all of those things. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to call out some dollar amounts. When I call out the dollar amount that you're willing to give here this afternoon, you just raise your bidder paddle high up in the air. If you are bidder number 222, you're in big trouble. You left your bidder number out in the cocktail reception. I'm going to bid with it whenever I feel the need to, okay? For everyone else, when you're ready, you raise your paddle. You ready to see what we can do here, Mary?
I'm ready.
To get to our goal of $150,000, what I will tell you is you mentioned Barbara Guten and how important she is, right?
Yes.
Barbara has said to kick off the Bid from the Heart today, she's going to start us off with a donation of $45,000. That's something special, right? So please understand that this wasn't a donation where she said, and she wanted to be here today, and we're actually going to hear from her in a moment, but this wasn't a situation where she says, I'm going to give $45,000 if I can get someone else to match me. No. She says, I believe in this mission to the tune of $45,000. Who's with me? Who will follow my lead? So as we work our way down with our levels, knowing that that's a great start to our $150,000 goal, is there a $25,000 donor in the room? Someone to raise their paddle at $25,000 to continue to kickstart us. Donna has something to say. I like when this happens.
So we had someone in the room earlier,
An anonymous donor here with us today committed before we started to $25,000. How about that, right? I love to hear that. So, Mary, we're going to get some momentum going in just a minute. I will tell you, anyone else at $25,000? Understand at the $5,000 level, we believe that you can help fulfill the essentials for a full year for one of our best foot kids. So at $25,000, 5 kids are going to be taken care of all year. Anyone else at $25,000? Where are my donors at $20,000? Anyone at 20? I like when more hands are up over here too. The Stephen E. Bernstein Foundation is a $20,000 donor, right? I love to see that too. Who else at 20? You're getting ready to dance, right? Because they're starting to come. I know you are. Where are my $15,000 donors? We have a $15,000 donor right here, bidder 249 at $15,000. How about that? I love to see that. Who else at $15,000? Anyone else? Where are my donors at $10,000 for Best Foot Forward? Bidder 347 at 10,000. Bidder 212 at 10,000. Paul and Patricia Kilgallen, thank you. Who else at 10,000? Anyone else? So Mary, here's what I'm going to have you do. If you go stand down there with Donna and Debbie for just a moment, and as the donation starts coming in, I want you to give some waves and some smiles and some high fives to anybody else who gives. Folks, we're at $122,000. Who else at the $10,000 level? Your accountant will thank me. It's a nice round even number, lots of zeros. I mentioned that $5,000 level a moment ago. You can directly relate this to supporting one Best Foot kid for a full year of their essentials. The essentials to success, smooth sailing. Where are my donors at $5,000 for Best Foot Forward? Who's in at 5? Bidder 260 is a $5,000 donor. How about that? Anyone else at $5,000? Anybody else at $5,000? Got another one. Bidder 224 is a $5,000 donor. How about that? Now, folks, what I'm about to say right now is not going to make one person donate, but our spotters around the room, all Best Foot staff, all have heart necklaces, and they're going to give them out to everyone who donates in our Bid from the Heart here this afternoon. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, please get that. We want to light up this entire room with heart necklaces in the Bid from the Heart. Anyone else at $5,000? Where are my donors at $2,500? Who's in at $2,500? Bidder 270 at $2,500. 282 at $2,500. 291 is a $2,500 donor. Donor 128 at $2,500. 244 at $2,500. Karen, did I call out 270 yet? 270, we got you already, but I know you're waiting for your necklace. Thank you. 250 is in at $2,500. Thank you. Who else at $2,500? I got you now. 235 is a $2,500 donor. Thank you. 134 at $2,500. Keep those applause going, right? We're not going to stop there. Who else? Alexa, if we can get a necklace up here too, at our table right here in the front. Anyone else at $2,500? And I will tell you, I see what's happening up here on our screens. We're not going to celebrate just yet. We got a lot more work to do, right? But we will celebrate when we're finished. Anyone else at $2,500? People often say to me, Jason, aren't the awkward silences difficult? And they're really not. Because there are people who are thinking about it. They know I'm about to go down to another level. And I would ask you, before I go down to that level, are you willing to stretch to help us get to that $2,500 level? To help with summer housing and expenses that scholarships just don't cover, those overlap weeks that don't overlap as much as they would like to. Anyone else at $2,500 before we move on? Where are my donors at $1,000 for Best Foot Forward? Who's in at $1,000? $343 at $1,000. $345 at $1,000. 304 is a $1,000 donor. 141 at $1,000. 292. 341. 138. 350. 230. 163, all at $1,000. Who else at $1,000? Who do we miss? Anybody? 170 is a $1,000 donor. Thank you. Anyone else at the $1,000 level? I need to see a bidder number. Can I get a bidder number, please? I already got it. Awesome, no problem. Where are my donors? Oh, 238 is a $1,000 donor. Thank you, sir. I knew there were men here somewhere. I found one, so thank you, sir. Anyone else at $1,000 before we move on? Where are my donors at $500 for Best Foot Forward? Bidder 290 at $500. 293 at $500. 300 at $500. 191 at $500. 171. 137. Can you turn yours upside down, please? It's still 101 is a $500 donor. Oh, it's my favorite drink. 151 is a $500 donor. 296 at $500. 105 at $500. 293 is a $500 donor. Who else? Yes, I know. Anyone else at 500? 185 is a $500 donor. Anyone else at 500? 310 is a $500 donor. I hear a whistle, but no bid paddle. Oh. Where are my donors at $250? Who's in at $250? 103, 302, 189, 223, 313 is a $250 donor. 319, 326, 254, 116. Thank you for your $250 donation. 189. Oh, I already got that one? Okay. 252, 183. Who did I miss? 279 is a $250 donor. Anybody else? All right. I have one more level we're going to call, but at this level, we actually play a little game. I've got a prize at this level. I know I said that during the bid from the heart, you don't get anything except the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart. At this level, we do have a prize. The problem is, I don't quite know what the prize is yet. Before I even tell you what the game is there anyone here who can help me with a prize for this game? Danielle? I like when Danielle Rossi raises her hand because this is good. Danielle's from Ocean 234. Can you stand up for me real quick? Because, folks, once I find out that Oceans is involved, right, and I get to announce this prize, I think you all want to play this game. So what do you think we got for a good prize for this game? A wine-paired, three-course chef's dinner for 8. I think what you forgot to say was best seat in the house right on the water, right? All right, oceanfront dining, dinner for 8, wine pairings at Oceans 234. Now you're thinking to yourself, Jason, how are you going to decide now that you've got this great prize as who's going to get this prize? It's very simple. I'm going to give it to the person who gives $100 last. You see what I did there? I want to make sure everyone knows exactly how this game is played. The first donation, as you might imagine, is sometimes the hardest one for me to get. Is there someone who will start me off with a $100 donation? Okay, so bidder 150, let me make sure again everyone knows exactly how it's played. Bidder 150 has just donated $100. Every time I call your number, it's a $100 donation. If I were to say closed right now, which I'm not going to, she would get this awesome dinner for 8 at Oceans 234, right? Who else would like to try to be my last $100 donor? Does anybody else want in? 247, 330, 219. Anybody else? 337. When it closes, it's going to close really fast. Do you want to go in again? 219 wants in a second time. 269 is in. Every time I call your number, it's a $100 donation. 140 is a $100 donor. 327 is a $100 donor. 149 is a $100 donor. Does anybody else want to play this game? 338, 155, 212. Anybody else want in? 112, 207, 143. Every time I call your number, it's a $100 donation. You can play as many times as you want. 285 is a $100 donor. 325 is a $100 donor. Anyone else? 249, 346. Anybody else want to play? 325 is back in. Anyone else? 259. 158. 325 wants to play again. 276. Every time I call your number, it's a $100 donation. Anybody else want in? 132. 249. 165. Anybody else? 224. 321. Anybody else want to play? 311. 249. 196. Anybody else want to play my game? 163. are now 340, 103, 301, 179, 214, 216. I'm going to come stand over here next to my last donor before we wrap this one up. Anybody else want to play before we're done? We are now 338, 291, 207. Folks, we're on the honor system here. If it's halfway up, it's up. Anybody else want to play? 293, 146. Anybody else? 218, 216. Every time I call your number, it's a $100 donation for Best Foot Forward. Anybody else want to play? We are now 154, 338. This one was up, yes? 216 is back in. Every time I call your number, it's a $100 donation. Anybody else want in? 276. Now, for those of you who've been bidding over and over and over and donating over and over and over, you're not going to let Johnny Come Lately win it, are you? One donation? Anybody else want in? 103 is a $100 donor. We are now closed. That's our winner right there. How about that? But more importantly, look up on the screen what we just did. $174,000 for Best Foot Forward. I love to see that. Folks, I know Bill and Laura Fash donated $1,000. We want to make sure we thank them. And how about Anita Dietert, our chair for our bash coming up in April? She also donated to our Bid from the Heart this afternoon. So Anita, thank you so much for your contribution and leadership leading into the bash gala coming up in April. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more point of business, and that is today's Anchor Award. Her name has already been used many times throughout the program tonight because she's so important to Best Foot Forward. Here to present this year's Anchor Award, please welcome once again, Donna Biasi.
I just want to thank you all for an amazing, generous spirit here today. Thank you. I was very overwhelmed, so you'll have to excuse my voice. But this award is very, very special, and I appreciate just a couple more minutes of your patience and your attention. The Anchor Award is presented annually to recognize an individual for his or her distinguished work, tireless dedication, and extraordinary contributions to foster care children in the Best Foot Forward program. This year's honoree, as you heard, is no stranger to BFF. In fact, she and her late husband, Irving, first learned of Best Foot Forward when we began in 2010. I clearly remember the day that they showed up at our tiny little office 10 years ago. They were major philanthropists in our community and had supported places like Boca Raton Regional Hospital and countless other wonderful organizations. We couldn't believe they were interested in Best Foot Forward, yet they were, and we're so glad that they have remained. It was evident from the start that they cared so much about children and young adults. Over the years, I have had the privilege of getting to know this special woman better, and I can tell you she is very humble and compassionate. She always asks about the kids first, and she's very committed to making sure they have every opportunity to grow, not only as a student, but also as a person. She tells me all the time, it's really important that our kids know how much that people care about them. This woman may seem quiet, but when she speaks, boy, it's always meaningful, and she is a person of action. If she sees a need, she addresses it in a very special, quiet way. As she became more involved in the organization and our kids became older, she realized that many of them would benefit from mental health counseling, not only to deal with the traumas that they experienced as children, but to grow as a person and as a young adult. And we are thankful that she has generously supported these services. Our students are so fortunate to have this woman in their corner, and I am so fortunate to have you as a special friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce this year's Anchor Award recipient, Barbara C. Guten.
My husband and I were coming out of an event at Boca West, and two women behind us were talking about Best Foot Forward. And I said to my husband, that sounds like something I would be interested in. So I approached them, and they approached Donna, and the rest is history. Best Foot Forward is one of my favorites, and watching you and your organization grow over these years has brought me a lot of pleasure. I find that I get pleasure out of seeing things that can be dealt with, helped in some way. Yeah, I've been fortunate, and I believe in sharing. Mental health is overlooked. My stepson committed suicide at age 31. He was a successful attorney, and all of us were blindsided by it. Not any of his friends, girlfriends, none of us saw it coming, and it really shocked us. And I think both my husband and I became more involved with trying to help promote mental health because nobody wants to talk about it. Now, all the famous people are talking about it, and maybe people will reach out when they need to. I admire the work that Best Foot Forward does. I've watched you grow over the years and how many lives you have touched. You have birthday parties for your children, you have Christmas for your children, anything that a parent would do where these kids really don't have people that care about them, but they found a home here. Children are building blocks. And if we don't take care of our children, who's going to take care of us? I find it hard to accept awards, but thank you, and any way that I can further help, I'll be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Anchor Award recipient, Barbara C. Guten. And I will tell you, as much as Barbara is always there for Best Foot Forward, she is always here also today. So she's joining us virtually. So Barbara, thank you for all you have done for Best Foot Forward. Now, as much as you all have given over the past hour and a half or so, it's time to give you something back, but only for 4 lucky people, right? We're going to give away our 4 opportunity drawing prizes. So Jamie, if you can make your way by the stage, because I think I'm just going to have you call a couple of these out. You ready for that? All right, so these are for the 4 opportunity drawing prizes. We've got the Skin Appeal gift card, the Big Time Restaurant Group gift card for $350, the St. Andrews Golf Foursome and Lunch here at St. Andrews, and the Saks Shopping Spree, $4,500, shoes galore, the Cinderella Shopping Spree. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I want to do, actually, because I don't like to pull the grand prize. I like to announce the grand prize winner last for the Saks package, but if you pull them first, then they're not eligible for the other one. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull the Saks winner so that everyone is eligible for that, but then we're not going to announce that one last. So show me who and he's got the random draw from all 150 people who bought. So if you can show me one random winner, and this is going to be our grand prize winner, I'll announce it in a moment. All right, so we will announce that one last. So here's what we're going to do. Next one is going to be the Skin Appeal gift card. Let's go ahead and pick another random winner of that. These are the 150 people who bought their way in to the opportunity drawing. The winner, and I love when good karma happens, big supporter of the organization to begin with, Laura McCutcheon is our winner of our first opportunity drawing. That's the Skin Appeal gift card. And I think Alexa has those being delivered. Yep, she's working on it right there. Laura McCutcheon gets that one. Next up will be our $350 in gift cards to the Big Time Restaurant Group, City Oyster, Barrio, City Cellar. All of them total valued $350. And our winner of that one is Joni Goldberg. Is Joni here? Joni is not here. So if no one says anything to her, we can draw again. No, I wouldn't do that. It has nothing to do that we're streaming live. All right. So Joni Goldberg, we'll write that one down. We make sure we know that. All right. Our St. Andrews Golf Foursome with Lunch. Susan Mercurio. Is Susan here? Oh, is this Susan right here? Oh, I think right in front of you. Perfect. All right. And then our Saks Grand Prize, Saks Boca Raton Grand Prize, the $4,500 worth of shoes, and more shoes. Heather Shaw, again, thank you for hooking Best Foot up with that one. You do so much at this event, at Gala, at Bash. And the winner of that is... See, I know how to get you all quiet. That's what it is, right? You want to see if you win the shoes, right? The winner is Leslie Jackson. Leslie is here or not here? Not here. So we will be sure to present that to her. So congratulations to everyone who participated and all those winners. So ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our program. Thank you so much for coming to our Soulmates Luncheon. We look forward to seeing you again throughout the year, but also at the BFF Bash in April. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.